forest for yourself.
Control point secured. Well done.
Hostiles guarding location nearby. Reinforcements incoming. Incoming hostiles detected.
close to them.
Supply room access unlocked.
Please do not run outside the safe area. Sudden movements may be misconstrued as a hostile act.
Incoming backup request.
For a moment, it felt like the city was getting safer. Nice to see you, Agent.
The base of operations is on high alert. Civilians must undergo a body search to gain access to the safe area.
Well, that would probably help things a lot. It's because I was trying to use my controller microphone instead of my headset. My headset's charging, but it was still on, and the PlayStation was still recognizing my wireless headset as the microphone. So, yeah, I've been talking for a while now, muted. What I was saying is, I think the team, the Red Storm team, and the massive team that left to do the other games. I think they're not coming back to this. Like, they're not going to ever come back to the Division game again. I think they're actually permanently going to be doing other things. And that was Ubisoft's way of saying, to put it lightly, they're not coming back. So they said, oh, they're just going to other projects. They didn't say they were coming back. They just said they're off to other projects, meaning they're not coming back. So, and it makes sense because Yannick was talking about his new team and how they had to learn the game because they're not familiar with it, right? So that's going to be the new team for the Division, by the way. Because that tells you right there that the rest of the people that went over to the other games, they're not coming back. They assembled a new team because they probably were thinking these guys couldn't figure out the problems. Maybe these guys can sort of maybe figure it out. So we'll put a new team in there. Instead of saying, "Hey, those guys are incompetent. Let's switch it up." that would be the blunt way of saying it. Just say it. They sucked. They're moving on. Yeah. New team. I feel sorry for the new team because they're kind of getting thrown into the fire. Like, here you go, guys. We made a big mess. Now fix it. I personally have been thrown into the fire in restaurants like that too, where whoever was in charge before made a complete disaster of things, and it was just like I got thrown in there like, okay, like I just said, somebody screwed it up, fix it. It's like, yeah, just give me a minute here.
All metallic objects and electronic devices when entering the safe area.
Yeah, I've been playing Ghost Recon. I've been playing a bunch of games. I kind of take a break. I do like this game. It's just I wish they would stop doing stupid shit. Like, focus on the things that need to be fixed. I'm all for new content, that's great, but I'm also like, I used to play a lot of other games like a long time ago on PC, and I said the same thing then too. If the game is broken in many ways, you need to work on the game and get that fixed before you go putting out more new content, because that's just going to further break it and cause more problems, and it's just going to keep like getting bigger. All these little things that keep happening are turning into something bigger because they're piling up. They need to stop doing that and focus on PvP balance, getting stuff to work properly. I don't care if I have to wait like an extra 7 or 8 months for new content, whatever. Just fix the shit that's there. If they did that, people would probably come back. A lot of people would probably come back and play it. But that's not really what this seems to be the focus here. It seems to be like they're sort of throwing these little hot fixes out there and hoping for the best, and then let's get some more new content out quick. Like next month, there's new content again. There's new gear and stuff. So there's going to be more broken mechanics. And I like this game. I just wish that whoever's handling obviously needs to prioritize what needs to be done. And that should be at the top. Their roadmap, when they brought their roadmap out, this is what they should have done. Fix the fucking game should be one of them. That should be the top priority. Fix what's already broken. And then work on, hey, here's some new content. Here's some new stuff to do. I'm seeing like all kinds of things that didn't happen before seem to be happening now. And I love this game, but it's driving me nuts because every time they bring new content out, it breaks it further. Because they're not focusing on what needs to be done. I just wish they would do that. I mean, is it that hard? Like, what's up?
Been thinking about getting another tattoo.
something custom, maybe a Phoenix. I have to think about it some more.
Wow.
It's a big commitment.
I did not read that. What's it say? Okay. So yeah, they definitely need to work on that. Because the majority of people are already at the end game stage. So that's where they need to start, first of all. They need to start on PvP balancing. These little crashes that are happening. I haven't had one in a while, but they're still happening. But yeah, I don't think they should release any more new content. Like have the roadmap there. Maybe delay it a couple weeks or something, but do something like fix the game or fix something that needs to be. They need to prioritize each situation. What's the major thing that's the problem in the game right now? That needs to be the top priority. I can tell when I'm going to get a crash because what'll happen is I'll be running around and like I'll be, even PvE in the open world and I'll be shooting stuff and then like it's not registering. I know I'm going to crash when that happens.
Nice to see you, Agent.
I was doing the Iron Horse raid there the other day. I wasn't streaming it. And I had a crash 3/4 of the way into the raid, and I was not happy. I was quite pissed, actually, because I had acquired some pieces, and I didn't touch it after that. I didn't go back and do it again because I was like, I'm not starting over again. I was almost there, like I almost had all the pieces for the Regulus, because that's what I'm at right now. Is I'm at that the project that I'm at the end part of that project where all I have to do is just go into the raid, kill the bosses, and pick up the pieces, and then come back and assemble it. But again, I finally get a raid group together, and I get a crash 3/4 of the way in. And I think that's why you're not seeing that. Remember they were talking about the specialization revamp? I don't know when that's coming out because it's not even on the roadmap. Yes, it does. If you look at their roadmap, it says nothing about the specialization revamp that they were talking about that I think was supposed to come out like sometime now. But again, I wouldn't rush that because there's broken mechanics in the game still, so they need to fix that part before they release this because the specialization revamp is also going to make us stronger, even more stronger than we are now. So you definitely want to fix that before you release that, something that's going to allow us to get stronger again. Because that's going to be a disaster if they don't. And I know that's what's going to happen. They're not going to fix it. They're not going to focus on that. They're just going to say, "Hey, look, we brought this out." This is the way I see. This is what I see when they bring content out. It's like they rush to get the content out, as much content as they can get out, and they just keep piling up. And then they go, "Okay, let's start fixing this," and that sucks because that's not going to work good. Because now you've went from like, I don't know how many things are going on here. There's a lot of things, but let's just do an example. Let's say there's 3 things wrong with the game. And they start piling out all this stuff. Well, they're starting to pile on new problems too, right? And they're not really paying attention to that. And then when they go to fix these 3 problems that are wrong with it, they forgot about the other stuff, right? Now there's like 50 things wrong with it. They gotta start nailing it when it happens. Start working on that problem the minute it comes up. Doesn't mean they have to pump out a hot fix the next day. Just start working on it. Start fixing the problems we're having.
Good to see you.
If it crashes, then they should do a test server to fix the crashes. You know how they have the PTS? The PTS shouldn't just be for new content. The PTS should also be available for bug fixes. And I know a couple of PC games I used to play did that, just that. If there was bug problems, like problems in the game, they would actually open up the test server and they would test out these fixes. And we would tell them if it, if anything new happened or if it fixed it. And they'd just keep doing it over a couple, like I think 4 or 5 weeks we would test these things. And then it came out and it fixed the problem. I know. At this point, it's it's been out since what is it? Were we on year? What year are we on? 3? 2000? No, 4. Wait, let me look. 3 or 4. It's been out for 3 or 4 years, right? Was it 18 or 19? I think maybe it was 19. I think we're on year 3. Anyways, that's what we used to do in this other game. But the PTS in this game is on PC is straight for new content, mostly. I've never seen it for bug fixes, just new content. And I mean, they should be thinking about it. Like that's pretty basic. I'm not even a developer, and I know that should be what's happening, right? When they bring a PTS out, it should be like, okay, let's fix these problems. We're going to open up this server and we're going to fix it. We're going to keep applying fixes and see what happens until we fix the whole goddamn thing. And they roll them out slowly so that they don't rush it and then break it again. This game is like a woman. You can't just throw it around and shit, or it's not going to fucking like you.
Agent in need of backup.
You got to be slow. I know it's stupid, but that's how it works. Slow, and you got to pretend that she is right, which is the game, right? And let me tell you something before we get back any further. Don't ever go by that theory of she's always right. I think that's the stupidest thing, and it's in my opinion, the most sexist thing I've ever heard. She is not always right, and she never always is going to be always right. And that little happy life, that's bullshit too. You have to go head on and say, look, it's either even or it's not, or it's nothing. That's how it works. None of this crap of she's always right shit. I remember being told that before I got married, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be an interesting one because I'm not, no. I don't believe that. I think that's the stupidest thing you could do. It needs to be even or no or nothing. Because if you give in to that shit, then you're going to be her bitch forever. Basically, you're on a leash. And you don't want that. I don't mean you have to, beat her ass or anything. I just mean you just need to step up and say, look, it's not how it goes. Let me see what are you selling today? Oh, that's garbage. I've already got a really good one. That's the other thing too. These little vendors here, they need to have better shit. I find these vendors look at this stuff. Look at that. That's worse than what I could find out in the world. Like in the open world. I could find something better rolled in the open world. This vendor's selling crap like this? What is that? I feel like I'm not saying they have to be God rolled, but holy crap, they gotta be better than this. Especially when they're charging you like $6,000 for that. You might as well have made that for 10. That's what I mean. Like these vendors, they need to make them more useful. Like the Dark Zone ones, for example. Like look, let's go look at one real quick. Let's go look at this one. I bet you it's nothing but trash. Let's just saying these vendors, like especially the DZ vendors, they need to be more useful. Like maybe they have something unique or something, like something.
Whatever you want,
Same trash. Wow, he's got like a fully thing for critical hit damage. That's a miracle. How much does that cost? 109. 102. Yeah, they definitely need to fix the Dark Zone vendors. Well, all the vendors, I should say, not just the Dark Zone ones. All of them need to be fixed. What's that? The vendors are terrible. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but they always said the best loot was in the Dark Zone. Again, that's horseshit. I can find better stuff in Countdown in the Summit than I can in Dark Zone. So why would I go, or even the raids for that matter? Why would I want to go to the Dark Zone? For what? Junk? Alright, so just looking at what time it is and what I have to do. I should go there, but then I won't be able to get out of there. Raid? I'd love to do a raid, but I don't have time right now. I just wanted to, let me just go in here so it's not blinding. I was just working on this here at the moment. I got a 4-piece striker that's all blue. And then I got my Emperor's Guard on, and then I've got the Memento backpack, and then Kingbreaker. Kingbreaker has the attachment on it so that I can pulse all the way. This has perfect flatline on it. It's actually pretty good. I like it because this gets me to 100 stacks in like seconds, if that. And then that just, oh my god, that because I've got the pulse on it, it activates perfect flatline at the same time. Then the Memento backpack gives me stacks of everything, so it's great. 3% armor regen, 30% weapon damage, and 30% skill efficiency is great. I'm a little blue, but an armored striker is actually pretty tough. Yeah, I'm running an exotic right here. These? No. I don't need an exotic weapon here. I got the Orbit here, which gives me a perfect finisher. I've got the Kingbreaker, and I've got this, because this is going to activate the 100 stacks quickly. Once I get 100 stacks, it's night-night. Even as a blue build, I will melt things very fast. Especially with this, once I stack.
I've got the biggest inventory in DC.
Oh my god. They are all taking advantage of that stupid game. I don't know if you guys, well, we were just talking about that new game. The new Division game. I see the other big creators are taking advantage of that game right now. They're making videos about it. Oh my god. Wow. This is why I wait to put content out, because I don't want to just be like everybody else, where everybody else is just like rehashing something else. I can't stand that. It drives me nuts. Even if I wasn't a creator, it would drive me nuts seeing that shit. Because I'm like, okay, this guy did it. This guy's doing the same thing. This guy's doing the same thing. This guy's doing the same thing. That's why you don't see me doing the news, because I don't want to be that 6th or 7th person you've already heard from about the same shit. Because I know I would drive me nuts. It's just driving me nuts because I keep getting into my feeds, like my phone, because I have the thing there, will keep, this guy brought this out, this guy brought this guy. Like, didn't he just bring a video out like a day ago? And he's rehashing the same shit again? It's because they want views, right? All I have to say is must be nice to get views at will, you know what I mean? Oh god.
What's that smell?
Drives me nuts. It's not so much that, it's the fact that there's a lot of rehashing going on when they do that. They'll have like 6 videos that, if you pay attention very carefully, are pretty much the same thing. They're just variations. They might say something slightly different, or change something slightly different. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way they open exactly the same way. So you're like, oh, this looks like a new build, but it's not. It's really the same thing, only they've done this. If you're going to make it different, then make your opening different too, is what I'm saying. Don't rehash your same opening. It drives me nuts too. And I am a creator. It drives me nuts. Oh, and test your goddamn builds out and make sure they work. God, that's the biggest pet peeve that drives me nuts. Is I will watch these videos sometimes and watch it, and then I'll go test it out. And 9 times out of 10, it fails. And I'll be like, yeah, I should have tested that one out. And I only do that when they say it's a PvP build. Then I definitely put it on and test it out. I still work on my builds too, but I don't I found that the best way to do your builds is to test them, obviously. You got to test them different ways. But you have to make sure that you're labeling your things correctly, too. You can't say this is a PvP, PvE build, but yet when somebody tests it, or multiple people test it, it works in PvE, but then you go into PvP and it's absolutely garbage. Because that doesn't work. Because then you just clickbaited people into watching something, and I mean, it worked for one thing but not the other, right? But you said it would. I mean, there's a lot of factors in that too. Like maybe somebody put something different on, but if somebody's running the thing exactly the way the person is portraying it, then it should work. If it doesn't, then we know there's a problem, and they probably should have waited for that video to be released before until it was actually correct and working. That's what I mean. You gotta test these in. You've gotta test these things as a group as well, and I have tested quite a few of mine with groups as well. Yeah, they are, but like you can't test it. Like you can't test it in, because I see a lot of them doing the countdown thing. Like they'll test it in countdown, but you can't really do that either because even though you're in a group, there is buffs that are happening in countdown, right? There's 3 buffs that the team gets. So that just right there, that alone, you can't test it because what if you don't know what it's like without the buffs? It depends on what buffs it gives you because they do rotate, but like when you're getting like close damage or long damage, doesn't matter. Like you're getting skill cooldowns. Like if you're doing a skill build, for example. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and that was my mistake because I wasn't thinking one time when I made a build, I was like, oh shit. And then at the end, after I released it, I was like, oh, you know what? So I did test it. I did test it while that was happening. It still worked great. And how's it going, buddy? Yeah, there's a lot of. That's why I do a lot of gameplay things now because there's just so much bullshit going on right now. I'd rather just do like stuff like that. I'll let somebody else kind of, shit the bed on their own. I know there's a couple of big creators that are, they're just raking in the views and stuff, and they're bringing videos out like every day. It's like holy shit! Either he played this for like the last, like he was making videos for the last 10 weeks. That's why he's got so many, or he really does like make a video make 50 videos a week. That's crazy. I'm sorry. How do you have time for your woman if you're making that many videos a week? I mean, it's one thing to stream. It's another to make videos like crazy. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? And so the first person that tests out your build without being in countdown goes, oh, that didn't work. I just tried it out. And then it's like, oh, yeah. But you got to think this way too, right? This game is going to be around for a while, but this game alone is not going to, how do you say it? If you're a smaller channel, it's not going to build you past a certain point. You need to That's why you need to not specify your channel as a Division 2 only channel. Because if you do that, then you're kind of backing yourself into a corner. Because if the game takes a big dump, you've got very limited stuff you can do. And eventually it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Like Smith said. Well, I was going to say, because when you make a build video and people make comments on your video, they'll say, well, you know, I'd like to run it this way, and this guy will say, well, I like to run it that way, and yeah. You get it. You get those people. It doesn't matter who it is. I've seen it on even some of the popular ones. I've seen their comments where there's been people that like, I saw one comment that was like, "Hey, I tested this out and it didn't work." I saw that on one of the. Well, I can't remember who it was now. It was one of the bigger ones. I was like, yeah, I kind of figured that, but you know, everybody has that issue. He probably tested it in Countdown and didn't realize that it's not so good outside of Countdown when you're in there. Your best bet is to be like, if you're gonna do build videos, I think just say it's solo PvE. Like, right? It's working solo PvE. It works great. You know, whether it be whatever, make sure you have the right. Or if you do the other one, you say, you know, you don't even have to put the solo in it if you've tested in a group, but putting a group together to do a video is like, it's like pulling teeth. I mean, if you flashed a bunch of money in their face, they'd probably say yes, but you have to have that money first. You got to remember, when you're smaller, you don't have a team. You're by yourself, right? These bigger guys, I guarantee you, everybody that has at least 30 to 40,000 subscribers, I guarantee you, they've got a team. Because there's no way they would be able to put out the content they put out, and the amount of content with all of the editing that's done. There is no way in hell they're doing that all by themselves. Not a prayer. You'll never hear them say that either. The last video I saw, the guy said his team put together. I was like, yeah, when you have a team, it's easier, but when you don't, it's not. You got to work up to get that team, right? You don't have to have a team, though, but it would, you know, like even one other person would be fine. Or even yourself. You could you could still do it yourself. You'd have to be, like, you wouldn't be bringing, like, 50 videos out a week, that's all. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's only one, some people only have one person that helped them out. I have a friend that, he does video editing. He's very busy, though, that's the problem, but, like, I'm trying to get him to kind of show me some stuff, or help me out, or something, just so that I can, you know, learn these things. So, but I gotta send him one of my videos and see what he can do, and then he's gonna show me what to do, like how to do that, how to use this program and that program. It's a lot of work, right? You gotta take, like when you see those guys playing, when their intro opens up and they're like in PvE or PvP, whatever they're doing, and just cuts to something else, and then it cuts to the actual video. Obviously, they've put those pieces before the actual start of the video. Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? You have to get bigger. Now, I did the math on this. I'm not 100%. I would say at least 95 for sure. But I think those guys are definitely making some good coin. Because I don't know. There's a couple of factors in your thing there that you can look at, but those guys that are constantly getting views, and they're constantly getting a lot of them, that drives up something else in their analytics. And everybody has a different number, right? And their analytics are driven up high, so you can bet your ass their RPM is probably quite high. So every time they get 1,000 views, because of their RPM being as high as it is, when you factor in 50,000 views that they average anywhere from 40 to 50,000, do the math. It's pretty crazy, actually. I do what I do. I don't. Yes, you're right. You have to be yourself. That's the problem. I see a lot of new creators trying to be somebody else, and I've seen it. They'll get like these funky sunglasses, or they'll get these weird ass masks, and it's just like, okay, that's been done before though. That's the problem, right? People automatically look at you and go, okay, you're trying to be this person. I put my camera on when I feel like it, but I don't hide my face, that's for sure. Be you, and you're fine. I mean, some people that originally did this so that they would be unique, right? And that's the problem. Is like Dr. Disrespect, for example. He started that thing on his own, right? But there's a lot of people that try to like mimic his style, and it's like, that worked for him, but it's not going to work for you. Exactly. You got to be like Tupac, right? You got to be real. You got to be true. If not, then, anyways, I do, like I said, I've been playing other games as well, so I'm hoping that they soon take off as well, because like I said, I don't want to be. I feel like right now I'm at a point where it's like you're in a corner and you're trying to get out of that corner and it's really annoying. Yeah. Well, that's the problem is when these updates come out. Usually I'm pretty busy. And then when I go to do something and I get this idea, it's like, oh crap, like 6 other people have already done that. And sometimes I don't even look and I do something and it's like, oh crap. Again, 7 people already did that already. Those guys are on top of that. Like it's almost like they have alerts on. And they've got like news alerts and you know what I mean? Like as soon as it comes out, they know. If it comes out at 3 a.m, they know. They know that something's going on right now. So you got to try to. It's I kind of compare this to the PS5 thing, the PS5 and the bots, like how people were trying to buy PS5s online and the bots were buying them all up. It reminds me of the same situation where you're trying to jump on something, but you're never gonna do it because they're gonna be there first always, no matter what. So you just have to wait. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with I don't do the news thing, but if it's a new build and somebody's already done it, I mean, nobody really has the right to a build anyways. You have your version, I have mine. But there was one streamer that I remember watching. This was before I started doing builds. There was one streamer I was watching, I can't remember his name. And at the end of his video, he said, "Don't copy my build." And I thought, like he said that to the people at the end of the video. And I thought to myself, that they have to kind of copy your build so they can use it, right? That's it. You know what? You were just took the words out of my mouth because that was the next thing I was gonna say is picture this, okay? Exactly. Um, so what happens with a lot of people, and this isn't just about this either. This is in the real world as well. Like, let's say let's say you have a person that came up, they grew up, and they were like, they always had like a lot of money, okay? And then you take another person who has struggled to get, things to work and to get up off their feet. And you compare those two people, they're two different people, obviously, but there's one of them that knows the value and there's one that doesn't. The one that has always had stuff handed to them, when they lose it, they have no idea. They have no idea what the value of it is. And the other guy, when he gets something handed to him, he appreciates it because he's like, I never had that before. And on the other hand, you got the other guy that's like, where's my shit? I want it now. I've always had it. Where is it? I want it back. And then, it's like, that's what I'm comparing it to when these guys, when they grow. Some of them shoot up really quick and they grow really big. And then they forget their roots, where they came from. You were small too at one point. You were having 10 views every 2 days or something. Like, appreciate what you have is the point. And also know where you came from. Anyways, I gotta do some stuff here because apparently I'm getting bombarded in to-do lists. Plus, I gotta figure out what supper is. And, yeah. But I'll be back later. I probably will be playing a different game because I do like to rotate. And I, have to take a break sometimes. I am going away for a week, but I am taking my PS5 with me so that at nighttime when I don't have anything to do, I'll be streaming. Hopefully. Depends on the connection. If the connection doesn't work, it's not a big deal. I can adapt. If I can't stream where I am, it's not a big deal. Yeah. I saw one of his videos actually. You remember when they had the countdown PTS? Oh, yeah. Well, you probably heard my story then. This was a different person, but they were bigger than him. They were bigger than him. We were playing Conflict. He was on our team. We won. He got thrown to the second side. He got the opposite side, and we started kicking his ass, and he quit. The next day, he asked for nerfs on skills because he didn't like the fact that he got hit. One of my skill builds was owning his ass so bad. He didn't like that. He got on Twitter and started bitching about it. He didn't say my name or anything, but he just mentioned that match, and I recognized the match he was talking about when I saw the tweet. I was like, I know that match. I was in that match. Actually, yeah, there was two. I streamed it too, as a matter of fact. I just don't know I don't know how many streams ago that might have been. There'd be a lot of video to go through. But yeah, that was the one where I was like, he's asking the devs to have an option to turn skill builds off in PvP. And I just basically in a nutshell, that's what he's asking for, is to turn skills off in PvP in general. And I was like, okay, so doesn't that defeat the purpose of the game? I don't know, just my opinion. Do you know how many people would be pissed? The people that are that actually like doing skill builds, they're gonna be mad. Anyways, I gotta get some stuff done here before I get my ass kicked. So, I will be back later on. I might be playing Smite, I might be playing Ghost Recon, I'm not sure yet. I want to try playing Dead Island, but I don't think it would be acceptable to stream. It might be against the YouTube thing because it's very, very graphic, and they might say no, you can't do that. Otherwise, I would. But then again, there's people that are streaming Dying Light, so I mean that's just as bad. All right, I'll be back later on, guys. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That was the most important part of the 3 things I said, though, because that ensures that you don't miss another video. And I'm going to be out of here.